What's going on, Ravens fans? Welcome back to another video on Gridiron Flock TV. And last night we had the first round of the NFL draft. The Ravens made their 14th overall pick, and they got the guy that I wanted them to get, offensive guard Vega Ioane. I hope I said that right. Forgive me if I said that wrong. But we got our guy. Man. We needed to protect Lamar Jackson. He needed that protection. We need to build that wall finally around him. Offensive guard that could come in to play left guard or right guard, whichever we need to help at. He could do whichever one, both ways. Very versatile, man. So I'm glad the Ravens went all in and got this pick tonight. And they decided to take the 14th overall pick and go with an offensive guard instead. Bain was there. Now, it was close because everybody thought that the Ravens was going to take Bain, and I was thinking like, nah, we don't need an edge right now. We just brought in Trey Henderson. Let's go ahead and get an offensive guard. We need that help up front on the offensive line, so let's just go with a guard instead, and that's what the Ravens did. Some of the things that stand out about Vega: he's 6'4", 320 pounds, viewed as one of the best interior offensive linemen in this draft, man. And it was a no-brainer. Why the Ravens made this pick? Simple. We needed to help up front. Lamar Jackson took some big hits last year, especially in that Bills game against Ed Oliver, if y'all remember that game. And in a division like the AFC North, you're not gonna win games if you can't protect the quarterback. Now, who is Vega? He's a big interior offensive lineman, massive. He has a big frame, strong base. He's built to dominate the trenches, and even his play style, some of the reports that came out about him, they talked about how physical he is, how aggressive he is. He's not just, blocking defenders, he's moving them out the way. He's pushing them and shoving them and moving them out the way. And one of the big plays he had last year, I think it was last year, was when he, I believe, lined up on the outside, and then he motioned and came in and just blew a guy straight off the play. I'm talking about just blew him straight off the line of scrimmage, man, when he came back swinging across. So Vega is a very versatile player, a very dominant offensive lineman. Now, this is something that separates him from all the other guys in the draft when it came to the whole offensive lineman. Reviewing the reports, his pass protection is top tier. He didn't allow no sacks in the last 2 seasons. That's important. He even talked about tonight, just protecting Lamar Jackson, coming in with that mentality. That's like one of his biggest things is pass protection. And, he said he loves, also being a run blocker as well. But pass protection is something that he really worked on throughout his whole college career. He also brings value into the run game as well. He has great strong hands, good leverage as well. The ability to open up lanes for runners like, Derrick Henry. He leaves those lanes open. We've struggled the last 2 years when it came to Derrick Henry. He was getting stopped in the backfield. As soon as he gets the ball, he's out of getting stopped for 1 yard, 2 yards. He could barely get going. And Falele was an issue with that. Also we just wasn't having a proper coaching when it came to the offensive lineman. So going into this new year, with Vega, we got Ronnie Stanley, he's gonna be healthy. We brought in some guys so far for the offensive linemen. So we looking at having a better wall of offensive linemen when it comes to helping out Lamar Jackson, helping out Derrick Henry, open up those lanes for him so he can get back to having those 1,500 plus yard seasons. Get back, being that dominant run-heavy Ravens team. You know what I'm saying? Then we can open up the passing game a lot more when it comes to play-action pass or just lining out in the spread offense. You know what I'm saying? Because guys got to worry about the running game and they got to worry about the passing game at the same time. So we don't want to be a one-dimensional team, and we don't want to be obvious as well. So it's great that we have Vega coming in, somebody that's great at the run game, somebody that's elite when it comes to the pass protection. That's one of the things that he was definitely viewed on going into the draft. Also, another thing that sticked out about Vega is his experience. I see some reports here. They even say that he had 30 career starts. He played at a high level and earned major honors along the way as well. Who can step in and play on day one. And this is the perfect pick for the Ravens because the Ravens always believed in winning in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Controlling the line of scrimmage, being physical up front, physical football, and that's exactly what this pick represents. So overall, this was a smart pick by the Ravens. This is something that they thought about for the past few months, I'm sure. Just going into this draft, you heard about different things, wide receiver, edge, offensive line, something that they need help at. Definitely, even defensive linemen. But just going into this, seeing how the board was falling to them, it was just necessary just to go after this pick. It was a real need. Like I said, it wasn't a flashy pick at all. And also, this just proved exactly what the Ravens mindset is focused on this season, and that's protection. That's protecting Lamar. Lamar needs that protection at all costs. That's the only way we're gonna be able to make it to the final line, and that's the Super Bowl. In order for us to get to that point, we gotta have that protection up front. Lamar has to have that protection. We can't rely on just average offensive linemen or maybe one or two great offensive linemen and then the rest is just average and then we just roll with it. Nah, we can't rely on that no more. We need to have the best 5 guys out there with Lamar, and that's going to protect him. That's going to open up lanes for Derrick Henry, for Justice Hill. We need all that happening at the same time. We need guys to be able to come in and dominate on day one. So now it comes down to this: do you think the Ravens made the right move, or they should have went in another direction? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you want more Raven content like this, subscribe to Gridiron Flock TV, because I'll be covering all things Ravens, everything's Ravens news, any breaking news that come out. So I appreciate all y'all guys watching the videos, even liking the videos. I appreciate y'all guys, man. So continue to like, share, subscribe, and we out.